Ever feel like your home is in pure chaos? Like you're drowning in parent-teacher phone calls, behavior challenges, and endless tears, both yours and your children's? I have been there, not just as a professional, but as a mother who once stood in her kitchen at 8:03 a.m. in the morning, holding a phone with the principal's number flashing on the screen. Again. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Teri Rouse, and my journey to peaceful parenting didn't start in a classroom or in a therapy office. It started in my own home with my bonus son, Matthew, who has significant behavior challenges. Let me share something I've never fully recovered from. Watching my son, who was struggling so much in school that he eventually dropped out 3 months before graduation. Despite being a special education teacher, working with children with behavior challenges, and being a behavior specialist, despite trying everything from counseling to family therapy, despite all of my education and expertise, I couldn't reach him. The phone calls came daily, disrupted classes, stolen equipment, disconnected computer networks. Each call brought more shame, more doubt, more feelings of failure as a parent. Family members blamed us, friends distanced themselves, and we felt completely alone. The worst part, we had tried all of the traditional methods, but nothing seemed to work. But here's why I'm sharing this deeply personal story. It led me to develop something that has helped countless families avoid the pain we experienced. Through years of research, professional experience, and yes, personal heartbreak, I created the R.E.A.L Peaceful Parenting Framework, a practical approach that transforms how we parent. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how this framework works, so you can create the peaceful home you're dreaming of before it's too late. Because what I learned through my journey is that early intervention isn't just helpful, it is absolutely essential. Let's start with the R in the R.E.A.L Peaceful Parenting Framework, resilience. Now, when I say resilience, I am not talking about tough or rigid. I'm talking about the ability to bounce back from challenges, both for you and for your children. Here's what this looks like in real life. Imagine your child is struggling with a puzzle. Instead of jumping in to solve it for them, you may say something like, "I can see that this is frustrating. Would you like to take a break and try again? Or would you like to look at it from a different angle?" This simple response does two things. It validates their feelings while teaching them they have options when facing challenges. That's resilience in action. So to wrap up, resilience is acknowledging feelings, offering choices, modeling persistence, and celebrating efforts. The E in R.E.A.L Peaceful Parenting stands for empowerment. This is where many parents get stuck because they confuse empowerment with permissiveness. Let me show you the difference. Instead of saying something like, "because I said so," which we've all done, try saying this: "I see you want to keep playing, and it's also bedtime. Would you like to pick 2 books to read together, or would you prefer 1 book and a special song?" Now, I want you to notice how this approach still maintains boundaries while giving your child appropriate control. That's empowerment. Before we continue with the next elements, I want you to think about your own parenting journey. When was the last time you felt truly connected with your child during a challenging moment? Drop a heart in the comments if you're ready to learn more ways to create these connections. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly parenting tips that actually work. Now, let's talk about the A, autonomy. This is where the magic truly happens. Autonomy isn't about letting your children run wild. It's about teaching them to make age-appropriate decisions. For example, with a toddler, this might look like offering limited choices. Would you like to wear the red shirt or the blue shirt? For older children, it might be, how would you like to organize your homework time? The key is to start small and gradually increase responsibility as they show readiness. Finally, the L stands for quality of life. This is where everything comes together to create the peaceful home you're dreaming of. When we implement the first 3 elements consistently, something beautiful happens. Your entire family dynamics shifts. So instead of constant power struggles, you start experiencing more moments of connection. Instead of exhausting battles, you find yourself having meaningful conversations. Here's what I wish someone had told me years ago, and this is crucial. The goal is to be a real parent, someone who can acknowledge mistakes, show resilience, and keep growing alongside their children. The secret that transforms families isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the right framework to find those answers together. Now that we understand the framework, let's look at exactly how this works in real homes with real families. I'm going to share specific scenarios and strategies you can implement today. So let's get started with resilience. Okay, imagine your child brings home a failed math test. Instead of immediately expressing disappointment, here's the real approach. As a parent, I can see you're feeling upset about this test. And your child is saying, I'm stupid, I can't do math. Parent saying, having trouble with something doesn't mean you're stupid. Let's look at this information and what it's about, what we need to focus on. Which problems felt the hardest? Notice how this response builds resilience. We're not dismissing the failure or rushing to fix it. Instead, we're teaching them to face challenges, analyze them, and create a plan to move forward. For empowerment, here's a scenario. Your child's room is an absolute disaster. Instead of demanding they clean it up immediately or doing it by yourself, you might try this. I notice your room needs some attention. What's your plan for organizing it? The child will probably say, oh, I don't know where to start. And you might say, would it help to break it down into smaller tasks? What would you like to tackle first? Clothes, toys, books, make your bed. This approach empowers your child to develop problem-solving skills while maintaining your role as the supportive guide. For autonomy, let's look at the morning routine, often a major source of stress. And here's how to build autonomy. Create a visual checklist for your child. Get dressed, brush teeth, make your bed, pack your backpack, eat your breakfast. You may say, how's your morning checklist going? And your child may say, I did everything except make my bed. Parent says, great awareness. You've got time to finish that before we have to leave. The key here is letting them manage their tasks while staying available for support. This builds confidence and independence. Now, make sure that you're doing things that are age appropriate for your children. Now, for quality of life, one of the most powerful tools is the family meeting. Here's how to structure this. First, start with appreciation. Each family member shares something they appreciate about another. Address challenges that are going on. Use phrases like I feel instead of blame. Brainstorm solutions together and end with a fun activity or a treat. Implementation tips for success: start small, choose one area to focus on first. Maybe it's morning routines or homework time. Master that before adding more. You've got to be consistent. Children thrive on predictability. Even if you're only implementing one strategy, do it consistently for at least 3 weeks. Prepare for setbacks. They happen. Have a plan for challenging moments. Create a calm down corner or keep a strategies handy. Carry them with you all the time. Celebrate progress. Notice and acknowledge when things go well. Simple phrases like, I noticed how you took a deep breath when you felt frustrated. Reinforce positive changes. Adjust as needed. What works for one child might not work for another. Be ready to modify strategies while keeping the core principles intact. I remember when a parent I worked with implemented these strategies with her very strong-willed 4-year-old. The first week was super challenging, but by week 3, morning battles had reduced by 80%. The key was her consistency and her willingness to trust the process. Remember, implementing real peaceful parenting isn't about overnight transformation. It's about consistent, intentional changes that build upon each other. Think of it like building a house. You need a strong foundation before adding the walls and roof. I've created a complete library to support your peaceful parenting journey. Visit drterirouse.com/free resources to get your hands on the Untamed Chaos Companion Workbook, my proven BARC system, the Real Peaceful Parenting Important Takeaways, and you can find the link in the show notes below. If these strategies resonate with your parenting journey, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue growing together. Share this video with other parents who might be standing in their kitchen right now, feeling overwhelmed by their child's big emotions. Remember, you're not just managing meltdowns, you're building emotional intelligence that will last a lifetime. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.